you take that and you cut it. Okay, that would be like your inner thigh right here. And then we're going to grab the thighs, we're going to hyperextend the femur. Okay, so we've hyperextended the femur. And now the reason... Okay? Yeah. Okay. The reason why we want to do that is because now we have a nice flat perch to work on. It's much safer than if it was rocking back and forth, right? Do you see that? Okay, while we're back here, we're going to take care of this fat in the back and the excess skin. Okay, we don't need that. So on a sheet pan, you'll have this same setup at your table. Put that over there. And then you're going to see this little flappy thing back here, right? What is that? That's where the tail feathers come out. A lot of people call this the Pope's nose. I have no idea why. I actually looked up on the Google pictures of all the popes, and there's not a pope that has a nose like that. So I don't know how that came about. A lot of people think that's a color. But it is where the tail feathers come out. And so this is a hen, right? A female bird. And so what is the purpose of this?
My eggs.
This? What comes out of it? Tail feathers come out of there. What's the purpose of the tail feathers? Balance and mating. Right? Just what you said, mating. There are 2 scent glands in here that secrete a pheromone that go up the tail feathers, and then she shakes her tail feathers, and it puts the perfume in the air, and all the roosters are like, hey, right? So it's kind of like her perfume, right? So the reason why that's important in cooking is because you don't want to put that in stock. Again, it's going to add a bitter element to your stock. So take those off, get rid of those. And now we're ready to go to the other side. So that's what we start at the back. We do the safety cuts, remove excess fat, and then remove the tail feathers. Then you're going to spin it around 180 degrees. And you're going to start with the wingettes. These are the wingettes. We're going to remove those. And so all these are here, 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 inside. Those are all ball and socket joints, right? They're designed the same way. It's brilliant, but it's like this ball and socket joint. And so the way we're going to do those for educational purposes is your first thing you're going to do is you're going to expose the joint. So make a cut by the joint, hyperextend, and look inside there. So you'll see there's the ball, and then there's the socket. Okay? And then you're going to make that cut right in between, because that's where it'll go. Okay? So these are you're going to put in stock. There's a lot of good collagen in there. We're going to extract that when we make stock. Okay. So again, I'll do this side now. Expose the joint, hyperextend, look inside there, look for the joint, and make the cut. Okay. Next, we're going to do is remove the wings. You can see how it moves this way. So you have this little flabby skin again. Expose the joint. Look where the joint is, right about there. Expose it so you can see what you're doing. Break it. There's the ball, and then there's the socket inside there, and then we're going to cut right there. Okay, wings. I'm going to go over here. Normally when you're doing it, you would just cut right through, and then just break it off to clear it, and then cut. So wings are going to go on one side. The next piece in here is called the drumette. We're going to keep the drumette attached to the breast. We're going to keep the drumette attached to the breast. Okay? So that's important. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the wishbone. Wishbone, if you want to come closer, you can see, I'll show you how to find that. It's basically your clavicle, same thing. And you see this line right here? Right? Feel that. Right? Yeah. And there's one, it looks like this. It goes down like that, and it looks on one on each side. So what you want to do is find that line on both sides and make a cut on the anterior outside portion of that bone. Okay, so find the bone and cut on the outside of it. A little incision like that. I'm going to take a picture. So you can see you're just making little cuts like that. Then you're going to take your index finger and thumb, you're going to go inside the hole. You're going to follow it all the way up to the manubrium, chest plate right there, and you're going to try and free it from the manubrium as you get up there. And once you do, then you're going to pull straight down, and like you're in Vegas, jackpot, it comes right out. Okay? So the reason why, there's two real reasons why you want to remove the wishbone. One is it gives you access to all the meat that's underneath there, extending your yield so you can make more money. And two is, if you leave this in there and somebody bites into it, feel this, the tip. That's going to go right through your soft palate, okay? And then you got a lawsuit. So there's two nice reasons why you would probably want to remove that. And they're great for stock. Put that with the stock, okay? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the breast with the drumhead attached. That style cutting is called a Statler breast or airline breast. It looks like this. Okay, it's got the drumhead on there, and then here's the breast. The way you do it is you find the manubrium. This heart, you feel it right here. You can be my witness. Right? You feel there's this long line. It starts about here and goes all the way down. You're going to want to cut on one side of it. Let's deal with this side first, and then we'll deal with this side. What we're doing now is we're going to make a cut down the manubrium until we hit the rib cage, and then we're basically going to, if it's like this, we're going to peel the breast off. So find the manubrium, cut just on that side, work your way out this way, go all the way back. Once you're out, then you can use the tip of your knife and just work down the rib cage. It'll fall pretty much right off. Okay, see this right here? This bone, you want to follow that one all the way down. Make sure here, keep your knife away from your finger, grab your drumhead, make sure it's with the breast. Okay? That's where a lot of people make the mistake and they cut it off again. But you're going to want to follow this bone now down to the joint. You'll see the joint because it'll start to turn white there. You see that? It's turning white right there. That's your joint. So make sure you're here. And then you're just going to cut right into the bone. And that is a Statler breast right there. Skin on. Very important, okay? With what we're doing. Leave the skin on, just like that. Okay? Then you can turn it around if you want. What you need to do here is capture all this meat and sell it. Anything that's left over there you want to put with the breast and sell. Because this is your grandkids' college fund. So we're going to come around and cut right down the manubrium again. Sell that. You want to leave as little meat on there as possible on the carcass. Once you get here, then you want to follow this bone down again to where it meets. What are we pulling to the side to make sure? To drumhead, good. Once we get to the joint, and we're just using the tip of the knife, pull that over. We're going to cut through the joint, and then there's our Statler breast. You could trim it up, so there's a little bit of fat on there. That's okay. You would just take your knife and trim that up. That would go with scrap. And then you can make this look like a pretty heart. Oh, it's so pretty. Chicken heart. Trying to model. Okay. So now we have most of the meat off here and here. We're going to use that for stock. At this point, you want to turn it over so the legs are flipping to your non-dominant hand. And then now, we're going to do a high-level technique. I'm going to show you how to remove the oyster. Okay, the oyster muscle on the chicken is my favorite part of the chicken. It's like amazing. Most people leave it on there and they throw it out. Okay, so the oyster muscle is, can you spin around for me? Is right here. Right there and right there. That's the oyster muscle. So it's right here. It'll look like little mosquito bites. See this little bite right here? So it's swollen. And then there's another one here, one on each side of the spine. We're going to have those attached to the thigh. Okay? So you're going to grab the handle right here, and you're going to lift up, and it'll actually flex the muscle. See it flexing? 1, 2, 3. So that's how you identify where it is. The spine runs in the middle, and the oyster muscles are on each side, right here and here. Everybody good? Come closer, that's why you have elbows. Okay. Then you want to make an incision right in front of the muscle, right there. You're going to take your thumb, and you're going to scoop the muscle out of the bony pocket. It kind of looks like a spoon. The pocket where the muscle sits in kind of looks like a spoon like this. So you're going to cut in front of it. You're going to feel for that area, and then you're going to scoop. I got it. I'm going to scoop out the muscle, free it, and then have that attached to the thigh. I'll show you real clearly what that looks like. So here you can see the bony pocket. Let me pop the muscle. There's the muscle. So there's the muscle, and there's the bony. See how it looks like a spoon? That you want attached to the thigh. Like when I cook whole birds at home, and I'm in the kitchen cooking, and my family's out, playing or whatever, and I'm breaking down the chicken to serve, I'm like, they're not ready for the oyster muscle yet. It's amazing when you eat it. So then, once you're done there, keep the skin attached. You're going to cut underneath there and just work it all the way down. And there's your leg, drumstick, and thigh with the oyster muscle attached. Okay? Then you do the same thing on the other side. You find the muscle, you can see it, it's basically opposite. It's symmetrical. So you'll cut again in front of the muscle, scoop the muscle out of the pocket. He does not want to come out. Once you get the muscle released out of the pocket, you can see there I did that. Then you cut underneath, don't cut your finger. You're going to follow this all the way down. Okay? This is going to get used for what? Stock. Okay? Then the last step here, so drumstick, thigh with the oyster muscle attached. That's what you're looking for. So this is called a leg quarter, and we want to split it up between drumsticks and thighs. It's super easy. It's like cutting by lines. Everybody see this line right here? Everybody see this line right here? You're going to cut on the drumstick side of that line. It'll cut through the joint. You don't even have to look. You just sit there, oh, where is it? Where is it? Just cut on the drumstick side. It'll go right through. So you see how we split that joint? Right down the middle. Okay? And that is your drumstick and your thigh. Leave the skin on. Very important for what we're doing. Okay? And then again, where am I going to cut? Right here? Right here?
No.
Right there?
Yep.
Yes.
See? Every time. It's a nice little trick. So drumsticks, thighs with the oyster muscle attached. This is when I do judging for the National Restaurant Association. This is the way